Go.
Hey boys and girls, are you guys ready for some really awesome science fun? Well, Miss Christy and Miss Phillipston, she's teaching you guys all about dinosaurs this week. And one of the most popular things about dinosaurs back then were volcanoes. Volcanoes are these massive structures that erupt hot lava. But we're not going to erupt hot lava today, but we're going to do something really cool and fun that we're going to combine cooking with science and get messy. Are you guys ready? So I emailed your parents a form that tells you all the things you need in order to make our incredible edible volcano. So the first thing you guys needed was Rice Krispies. So I already went ahead and started doing that, and I mixed my Rice Krispies with my fluff. It was really hard to find fluff. I know right now the grocery stores are kind of limited, so I found Jet Puff Marshmallow, which is pretty much the same thing. And I went ahead and split my Rice Krispies into 2 bowls just so it makes it easier to mix. And I mixed and mixed and mixed until I got, you guessed it, Rice Krispie treats. We love Rice Krispie treats, don't we? They're so good. So this is going to be the edible part of our volcano. The other thing you're going to need is a bottle of Diet Coke, and take the label off so that when we get to enjoy our treat later, we're not eating the label. Yuck. And we need an extra 2 jars of fluff so that we can go ahead and stick our volcano together. I also got here some water just to keep my hands clean while I do this. I suggest moms and dads that you do this outside. As you see, I'm outside of my house because this gets really, really messy. It's a lot of fun, but gets really messy. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna first take my spatula, and kids, this is all you. You guys can really help with this. You're gonna get a nice big blob of it, and you're gonna put it on your pan, just like that. And we're doing this so that our bottle sticks. We're gonna stick our bottle on. Nice and tight. Now we're gonna take more of this fluff, and we're gonna spread it all over our bottle. We don't want to cover the cap though, because we need to be able to open that. So go ahead and take your fluff and just start covering your whole bottle. And this is going to take a few minutes. And if you don't get every inch, that's okay. So what we're going to use to make our explosion is a special candy called Mentos. Have you guys ever eaten a Mentos? Some flavors are mint and some flavors are fruit, but we're going to use the mint one today. They look like this. And that's going to cause a really cool scientific reaction that's going to make the Diet Coke explode like a volcano. It's going to be really awesome. So, I hope you guys have been doing really well during this quarantine. I know it's been kind of hard being at home all the time and not being able to see your friends, but we get to do fun stuff like this. So I'm really excited. So as I keep doing this, parents, if you're following along as I'm doing this, you guys can have your kids help you. Just takes a minute or two. Make sure we get all the sides, and if you need, I asked for 2 16-ounce tubs of the fluff, but I know that it's kind of hard to find right now, so I actually got 2 7-ounce tubs of the Jet Puff Marshmallow, because that's what I figured I would need in order to cover all this up. So we're almost there. I wonder, guys, what's your favorite dinosaur? While Miss Jenn is finishing this up, my favorite dinosaur is a T-Rex. I love them because they're so big and strong. I also like the long necks. Long necks are really cool because they eat everything out of a tree just by lifting their head, kind of like a giraffe. Giraffes are kind of like the long necks of dinosaurs from back then, huh? Alright, we're almost there. Looks like I might have just needed my 1 jar, but kids tend to use a lot more than they should, so we can always use 2. That's fine too. All right. So now that my bottle's covered, the fun begins. Okay. So I'm going to put my bottle more towards the middle, and I'm going to start using my Rice Krispie treats to build the volcano. So you're going to kind of start at the bottom, and you're just going to start pressing it around. keep building all the way around until you cover your entire bottle. And the reason that we used all that fluff on our bottle is so that our volcano can stick. Now, parents, I told you guys that you can opt to use candy if you want to decorate your volcano. And when I used to do this program with my after schoolers, and I taught this with kindergarten through 5th grade, we would use all kinds of things like gummy worms and Sour Patch Kids. They really loved to make the Sour Patch Kids part of it because they thought it was them running down away from the volcano. So we're just going to keep working here. And then after we're done forming our volcano, now parents, if you want to get really into it and do all kinds of crazy things with it, do it. The messier, the more sugar, the more fun. This can be a fun dessert for dinner, after dinner time. So we're just going to keep kind of building around. Okay, I've already finished one of my bottles, or one of my bowls. And I'm going to go ahead and start my next one. And I have a bowl of water here just to keep my hands clean after I do this. So we're going to just keep building. And it's very, very important when we're done with this that we wrap it really, really well. Because otherwise you're going to have really soggy crispy treats. And we don't want that. Because then it's not going to taste very good. And if your bottle moves a little bit, that's okay. You can just slide it back to the middle. Okay. Like I said, this is a very messy project, and that's why I say, if you can, do it outside. You can always build it inside in the house, and then take it outside to explode. I'll actually tell you guys a really funny story. So as I was doing this with my kindergarten through 5th graders, we did this in a preschool room in the building that I worked at. And I had done this several times before, never had a problem, and then one particular year, I don't know if it was just the amount of Mentos we used or just the carbonation that was in the Diet Coke, it exploded so high it actually blasted through one of our ceiling tiles and stained it. And to this day, they still say that I've left my mark at the school because our volcano exploded that high. So I don't recommend doing this indoors. Definitely explode it outside. You know, go ahead and have the fun making it inside if that's better for you, but definitely explode it outside. Okay, so here is my volcano. Like I said, I'm doing this kind of fast because I want to make sure that you guys get to enjoy this with your kids, and kids, you guys get to enjoy this too. So I'm going to go ahead right here real quick and just wash my hands and get all the marshmallow and the Crispies off my hands. So volcanoes are not usually red, white, and green. I actually had some Christmas Rice Krispies that I saved for other Rice Krispie treats I were going to make and decided to use them for our volcano. But instead, I saved them for this. So you guys can also use frosting because volcanoes are really kind of brown. So I like to use frosting. You don't have to if you don't want to. Make this my little garbage bowl here. Put everything I don't use in there. Garbage bowls are really the best because then you kind of just dump everything in there and you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so I'm going to take some chocolate frosting. I'm just going to kind of start going down the sides of it. Now, it gets a little messy, and like I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just kind of showing you what you can do if you want to. So yeah, you can go ahead and get the frosting all in there. It gets a little tricky. So if you want to go ahead and cover it with frosting, you can, but just to show you another option. I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now because it's going to take a little bit longer. So now, the next important part is to cover this. You want to make sure you cover this really, really well, because if you don't, you're going to have really soggy Rice Krispie treats. So what you need to do is first start with plastic wrap. You really, really want to get this covered well. So you're going to make a really big tear, and you're going to just wrap it really well. I will tell you, plastic wrap and I don't get along very well. It is not a fan of mine. So I probably will use more than you need to, but plastic wrap and I don't get along. So we're just going to really kind of go around it. And we're just at this point covering the Rice Krispie treats. We're not worrying about the outside of the pan or making sure that the pan itself is covered. We're just worrying about the Rice Krispie treats right now. Like I said, plastic wrap and I don't get along. Alright, so we're going to go a little bit on this side. Ooh, some of my Volcano's trying to run away, I see. That happens too sometimes. So you're going to wrap this really, really well. Let's check the other side here. We've got some spots that are open. And I'm just doing this kind of fast. I'm not looking for it to be perfect right now because I'm just giving you guys a tutorial on what to do. So you guys can go ahead and do this with your family. And feel free to share this idea with your friends. Alright, so I went ahead and covered my Rice Krispie treats with plastic wrap. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear a little hole here because I want to be able to open up that top of the bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and just wrap the rest of it there. And now I'm going to take the foil. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cover it really well. Some little pieces for over here. And then you kind of want to create like a place for all that stuff to flow when it goes. So now we're going to go ahead and cover the actual pan. Go around each side and get the pan covered really well. I hope you guys have been enjoying your time at home with your moms and dads and doing some fun new things, trying some new things. Maybe mommy and daddy are trying some new recipes at home for you guys to eat, or you've learned some new letters or some new words for those of you who are reading. I know I have been busy painting, cooking, baking, spending more time with Jesus. I've been doing a lot of writing and reflection. So finding things to do is really important to stay busy during this time. So I'm very, very excited. We're almost there. I'm on my last foil. And then we're going to make this thing explode. And when I mean explode, it's going high. All right. Okay, my volcano is ready. Are you guys ready to see this thing explode? Because it is going to be awesome. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, let's do this. All right, so I'm going to bring this over here. Okay, make sure that foil is in there nice and tight. grab my Mentos. And you can do however many you like. Me, I like a lot. Because the more you use, the more it explodes. So I'm gonna open these up. And I'll do, let's see. Let's see how many I'm gonna get. All right. Let's count these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to do 8. So what I usually do is I put them all in my hand. And if you have brothers and sisters, you guys can each have some and you all do it together, putting them in. Because this thing explodes really fast. So I kind of put them in my hand like a snake. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. And if you hear that, that's a good sign because that means it's really carbonated. What's going to happen is when I pop these in, the carbon dioxide is going to build so much that it's going to, uh-oh, it's a little windy here today. The carbon dioxide is going to explode off. That's okay. A little bit of it comes off. All right, are you guys ready? We're going to do a countdown. Ready? 10, 9, 8,